Hello, I'm Ricky Cole, and with your help, I'll be your next Commissioner of Agriculture and Commerce. I've got two questions to ask you. Is your food safe, and do you know where it comes from? Unless you raise your own food, you really can't answer either one of those questions yes, and I want to work to change that. The Department of Agriculture and Commerce has many responsibilities, but one of the most important responsibilities is to ensure the safety of your food. The department must inspect the sanitation of all food stores in Mississippi. In the 2006 report of the department, a claim is made that that department did 4,545 inspections, and that they did it with only 10 inspectors in 1 year. That reminds me of the story of the 500-pound man who claimed that he took a bath in a dishpan. He may have done it, but he didn't do a very good job. We've got to become much more serious about food safety, and these inspections are an important part of that process. Now, make no mistake about it. The State Department of Agriculture and Commerce is a small agency, and at best, it can be a junior partner in the national and international problem of food safety. But we need elected officials who will stand up and fight at the state level and at the national level for better labeling on our food. 5 years ago, the Mississippi legislature enacted a law requiring that all beef sold in Mississippi be labeled with the country of origin. In other words, you ought to be able to buy a pack of hamburger meat or steak, and displayed prominently on that pack of meat should be the name of the country where it came from, a label indicating the name of that country. That was our legislature's intent, and the commissioner was charged with the responsibility of enforcing that law. Sadly, it's never been enforced. The current commissioner claims that he got information from the federal government that our state law might not be in compliance with the federal law. That was 4 years ago. There have been a lot of changes in food safety and food labeling laws since then, and some of the best legal minds in our state tell me that we can enforce our state law now, but the current commissioner won't even try. On my first day in office, we'll begin requiring supermarkets to tell us where the meat is coming from. That's an important first step toward our long-term goal of food safety in all our supermarkets and food labeling on all our food products. You know, serving in public office requires credibility. I worked for 15 years on my family farm, raising fresh vegetables and delivering them to supermarkets all over South Mississippi and in New Orleans. We didn't do it as a hobby, we did it for a living. As a matter of fact, of the 3 candidates running for this office, I'm the only one who's ever made a living farming and nothing else. Concurrent with that, I spent 20 years working my way up through the Democratic Party structure as a party activist, much in the same way Governor Haley Barbour worked his way up through the Republican Party. Haley made it all the way to national chairman. I served on the Democratic National Committee and was proud to serve 3 years as state Democratic Party chairman. I was a salesman and a spokesman for the Democratic Party, and if I'm elected, I'll be a salesman and a spokesman for the people of Mississippi, the consumers, the farmers, and the agribusinessmen. Agriculture is a business. It's not about nostalgia. It's about making a profit. I disagree with the people who say the day of the family farm is over and small farms can't make it. That's like saying small business couldn't make it. It's simply not true. Some of the richest counties in America are agricultural counties. We're blessed with nearly 300 frost-free days in Mississippi. Rich land, abundant water supply, and people with a good work ethic. Everywhere I go, I meet farmers of middle age, a little younger, a little older, who are having to work on public jobs because they feel like they can't make a living farming. That's not only unfortunate, it's truly avoidable if we have the right kind of leadership. Our farmers are some of the most productive in the world, but they need help connecting to the retailers who sell the products. Go to your supermarket and look around and observe all the products that could be produced right here in Mississippi, but they aren't because we don't have the right kind of leadership. Credibility in office is important. Governor Haley Barbour said that good leaders take responsibility when things go wrong. The current commissioner was integrally involved in the beef plant failure. As a matter of fact, the committee he chaired invested the first $5 million in that project. Yet he has worked as hard as he could to blame that failure on everyone else and not take one bit of the failure upon himself. Much of that blame he's placed upon the Mississippi legislature, the very people he would have to work with to get more inspectors for food safety, to get more employees to do the jobs that this office must do. I'll give you another example of important work of this job that's not being done. The commissioner is supposed to inspect every gas pump in Mississippi. I've seen gas pumps that haven't been inspected since March of 2004. Have you had to reset your watch since March of 2004? These gas pumps are not being inspected, and they're robbing consumers of their hard-earned money. Marketing is essential if we're going to compete in today's global marketplace. The commissioner's idea of marketing consists of a $4 million farmer's market in downtown Jackson on the fairgrounds that's only open 2.5 days a week. He's paying a manager $42,000 a year to manage it. In the last 2 years, he spent $130,000 advertising that $4 million market, which, by the way, doesn't even have any air conditioning. As a matter of fact, I heard from a lady who went in there in the summer while it was so hot, and she bought a big bag of apricots. Before she could get to the car, every one of them had turned into prunes. We've got a lot of work to do to improve Mississippi's economy. And it can't all be industrial jobs. It can't all be white-collar jobs. Somebody's got to do the work of feeding our people. Agriculture is 30% of our economy, $6 billion industry. But it could be so much more if we had the right kind of leadership. Can somebody please tell me why Mississippi has America's richest land, but also America's poorest people? It's not the land, and it's not the people. The problem, ladies and gentlemen, is with our leadership. I don't have all the answers. I want to be the dumbest guy in my office. I want to surround myself with the best talent Mississippi has to offer. I want us to sell Mississippi to the rest of the world. We can do it, and we can improve the quality of life for rural Mississippians, improve consumer protection for all Mississippians, and build our economy in every county, not just the counties with the big plants and the big economic operations. Small farms have always been the backbone of Mississippi. We can't let that change just because conventional wisdom says it's inevitable. I appeal to every Mississippian out there listening. If you think we can do better for food safety, if you think we can do better for agriculture economic development, if you think we can do better in the Agriculture and Commerce Department, then elect me. I'll do my best, I'll work hard, and I'll never forget that I work for you. Thank you, and God bless you.